Welcome. This is Majesty's Sussex Report, and I'm Antonio. Thank you for spending some of your valuable time here with us. On this International Women's Day in 2025, I find myself questioning the true trajectory of women's rights. Decades of struggle, countless protests, and groundbreaking legal battles have undoubtedly brought the women's movement and women's rights further than their foremothers could have imagined. But something insidious, I think, is happening. The tide is shifting, and alarmingly, many of the hands pulling women back, pulling us all back, belong to women themselves. One would think that after a century of fighting for agency, equality, and respect, we would be standing on firmer ground. Instead, in the United States, a nation that once positioned itself as a global beacon for democracy and human rights, women's bodily autonomy is being stripped away brick by brick. In some states, lawmakers propose criminalizing women who seek to terminate a pregnancy, with extreme measures that could land them in jail, or even worse, on the death row. Meanwhile, a man who brags about essay mocks the very concept of consent and has been legally convicted of SA, is once again occupying the highest office in the land. And white women in overwhelming numbers helped put him there. Women against women. The new patriarchy is a feminine face. There is a deeply uncomfortable truth we must confront. Many women are active participants in their own oppression. Movements like Tradwives and clean dressing are gaining popularity among young women who long for an era that, to be honest, never truly existed. An era where women were supposedly more respected because they remained in their domestic sphere, tending to the home while men led. This revival of hyper-traditional gender roles isn't a harmless personal choice. It is a cultural shift that reinforces the expectation that women should serve men while accepting fewer rights and less autonomy. These women, knowingly or unknowingly, are undoing the efforts of those who fought for the right to vote, to work, to live independently. They reject feminism, claiming it has made women unhappy, forgetting that their ability to voice such an opinion publicly exists because of feminism. Selective feminism and the Meghan Sussex effect. Nothing illustrates the hypocrisy of modern women-on-women attacks quite like Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex. Since marrying Prince Harry, She has faced relentless media abuse, much of it from women journalists, pundits, and social media influencers. The critique are contradictory. She is simultaneously attacked for being too independent and too traditional. She is ridiculed for having feminist ideas, yet vilified for embracing motherhood and domesticity. The very woman who once championed choice now police every choice that Meghan makes with an almost obsessive venom. The attacks Meghan faces are not just about her feminism or her lifestyle brand. They're about her race. White women protect their social standing by siding with misogynistic power structures rather than with black women who challenge them. The same dynamics played out when white suffragists abandoned black women in the 19th and 20th centuries to gain their own voting rights. It played out when white feminists largely ignored Anita Hill while rushing to support Brett Kavanaugh's white female accuser. It played out when Kamala Harris ran for president and was met with deafening silence from mainstream women organizations as she was racially and misogynistically attacked. And it is playing out again every day. The Handmaid's Tale wasn't supposed to be a blueprint. If you had told women in the 1970s that in 2025, young women would be leading a movement to dress more modestly, submit to their husbands, and reject feminism, they would have laughed in disbelief. But here we are. Women are vilifying each other for wanting freedom. Many are not just complicit in their oppression, they are enforcing it. And it's not just about aesthetics or lifestyle choices. The increasing push towards controlling women's reproductive rights, silencing feminist discourse, and demonizing ambition, outspoken women mirrors the world of the Handmaid's Tale. Yet, instead of recognizing the dystopian warning, some women are working to make it a reality. A call to women: who will you stand with? As a man who has spent years studying and advocating for gender equality, I recognize that my voice is not the one that needs centering today. But I also know that silence is not an option. Women's rights are human rights. And when half of society is pushed back into subjugation, the entire world suffers. The hard truth is this: white women, in particular, have always had a choice. They can align themselves with feminism and fight for all women, or they can align themselves with the patriarchal structures that ensure their proximity to power. Time and again, they have chosen the latter. So today, on International Women's Day, I ask, what side of history will you stand on? If you are a woman actively voting for men who strip away women's rights, you are part of the problem. If you are a woman attacking other women for their choices while letting misogynistic men go unchecked, you are part of the problem. Megan Sussex is not your enemy. Feminism is not your enemy. The real enemy is the system that keeps women in a perpetual state of conflict while men consolidate power. Stop this self inflicted destruction. Women will wake up one day and the privileges and laws that they thought were there, their rights that were there permanently, would have just vanished, disappeared. And no amount of nostalgic yearning for a simpler time will bring them back. Thank you. Thank you for your time, and thank you for listening. Be kind to yourself, be kind to your loved ones, and to that stranger who's passing by your path. Thank you so very much. Until we speak again. And happy International Women's Day.
She walks through fire, yet she stands so tall, carrying the weight, still she gives her all. Through every tear, through every fight, she finds her way back to the light. She's a whisper, she's a roar, she's the calm and she's the storm. Through the ages, through the pain, still she rises up again. Here's to the mothers, the daughters, the dreamers, tried to keep her down.